Tanta gata yo pichando, por tu cuerpito lo quisiera estar chichando, complaciéndote te quiero gritando, ya esta pista toda la disco brincando. Salí de noche a romper.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boys from Reactions here. My name is Logan.
My name is Francesco.
And in today's video, we're going to be comparison
the iPhone 14 to the iPhone 15 to let you know if you should upgrade. Probably not, but we'll determine that in this video. Let's get into it. Here we go. Starters, let's look at the phones overall. The phones are pretty close. The differences are dynamic island, number one. Bezels are pretty close, slightly thinner on the 15. We got a little bit more rounded edges on the 15. And the back is not glass, it's a frosted back glass like on the Pro models. Cameras are literally identical, there's no difference there. And the port is USB-C versus Lightning. So that's that. Now on to some Geekbench.
So here we have the Geekbench CPU benchmarks. On the left the 14, the right the 15. And by the looks of it, obviously the 15 is outperforming the 14. But for this year, it's by quite a margin because the single core score on the 14 is 1746 and the 15 is 2931. That's almost just over 1,000 difference. And then the 14 has a 4728 multi-score score and the 15 is 7292 multi-core score. That's almost double, which is crazy. So the iPhone 15's chip seems to be doing much better than the 14. Now we have the Geekbench GPU benchmarks, and yet again the iPhone 15 is outperforming by a mile. It's over double the performance of the 14's metal score. The 14 has a metal score of 12,587 and the 15 a whopping 27,137. So big difference here. This is basically, the 15 is showing M1 MacBook Air scores, which is pretty crazy. I feel like one day we're just gonna get M1 in the iPhones. On to the next test.
Now we're gonna take a look at some flash photos. So we're gonna dim the lights and get that going. Here we go. Now I'm gonna turn off the lights. So 1, 2.
Now we got the iPhone 14. We're gonna take a photo. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're gonna take an iPhone 15 photo with flash. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
So for the first set of photos, we're going to be looking at the wide angle flash photos. And as you can see, we have the iPhone 14 on the left, the 15 on the right. And based on my observations, it looks like the iPhone 14 is exposing the photo just a little bit more than the 15. The colors are a little more vibrant in the 14, which is quite interesting. But it could be just that the phone exposed the light a little bit longer, which would also mean that the fact that it has to expose it a little bit longer is that it has a smaller aperture. So therefore the photos are pretty identical. It's not that much of a difference between both, but if I had to give the edge, it'd probably go towards the 14 in this one.
That was the flash photos. We hope you enjoyed that. On to the next test.
Ultra wide on the 14 in 3, 2, 1. Ultra wide on the 15 in 3, 2, 1.
So in this photo we have the ultra wide angle photos, and it looks like the iPhone 14 is a little bit undersaturated compared to the 15. As you can see, the grass is a little more green and vibrant compared to the 14. Other than that, the photos are pretty close, not too much differences in light. I would just say it's the saturation that wins me over on the 15 over the 14.
And wide on the 14 in 3, 2, 1. Wide on the 15 in 3, 2, 1.
In this photo we have the wide angle photo comparison, and by the looks of it, the iPhone 15 and 14 are very close to each other. I would say the only difference is yet again the saturation is slightly higher on the 15 compared to the 14. Other than that, the phones are doing a great job of exposing these photos, and yeah, there's not really a clear winner other than the 15 and its higher saturation.
Okay, so 1x at 48 megapixels on the 15, 3, 2, 1.
Now here we're taking a look at that same wide angle photo, except on the 15 it was taken in 48 megapixels. So when you look at the photo from a distance, it looks just like a regular photo, but then as we zoom into this red area you can see in the back, Now we're zoomed into the back of the school buses where the school is. As you can see in the 15's photo that's at 48 megapixels, you can read the word on the school bus that says school bus. You can see the school and the tree, and it's more clear compared to the 14. The tree looks, everything looks out of focus and blurry, and you can't even read the word school bus on the school bus in the distance, but on the 48 megapixel photo you can. It's a very big difference, so that's why the 15 gets the edge in this comparison.
It only goes up to 5x zoom on the 14 in 3, 2, 1. 5x zoom on the 15 in 3, 2, 1.
For digital zoom, the 14 can only go up to 5x, the 15 can go up to 10x. So for the sake of comparison, we just did both 5x digital zooms. And of course the 15 is going to get the edge here because of its 48 megapixel lens. Therefore it's allowed to get more pixels in a photo. When you zoom in, it automatically adjusts to get you a higher resolution photo without compromising quality.
Portrait mode on the 14, 3, 2, 1. Portrait mode on the iPhone 15 in 3, 2, 1.
Now we have some portrait mode photos on the 14 and the 15, and I'd say they're pretty much identical comparing the two. I don't really see much differences. The only thing I might point out is that the iPhone 15 might be doing a slightly better job with the bokeh control compared to the 14, but they're so close that it's barely noticeable. The exposure is the same, the saturation is honestly quite the same. They're just doing a great job across the board. No big differences here.
Now we're going to be taking selfies on the phone, so let's take a look at the iPhone 14 first. Now with the iPhone 15.
Now we have the front camera selfies, and I'd say both phones yet again are doing a great job. Not much differences here, which is good for people who have the 14 so they don't have a reason to upgrade, which I don't think you should. The iPhone 14 and iPhone 15 look exactly the same. I would say maybe the only slight difference is that the 15 looks a tiny bit sharper compared to the 14 and a tiny bit more saturated than the 14. But other than that, they are pretty much identical.
We're gonna be doing iPhone video in 4K HDRs, just standard video. We're gonna test that out for you. Here you go. We are recording 4K video on the 14, iPhone 14. Here's Logan. Yeah. Now we're gonna take a circle around to see our camera setup over here. This is what we got going on here for the review videos, pro setup. Now I'm gonna flip the camera around. Yeah, that's it. So now going on to the iPhone 15.
Yeah.
We got the iPhone 15 recording 4K.
For the 15th time, baby!
Yeah, we're doing this now. This is the 5th time. This is our setup we got going on here, the pro setup going on here. So, I'm gonna flip the camera around. That's been the test. On to the next one.
Yeah!
So now we're gonna be testing out cinematic mode on the 15 and 14.
Here we go.
They both record 4K, so we're gonna do them in full res. Here we go.
Now here we got Francesco. I'm gonna go around him. Look at this. Look at this. Having a good time focusing. Yeah. And now you're gonna see our camera. Look at that. That's the camera right there. And now we're gonna go back to Francesco right here. And now we're here. Yeah.
Next one.
Peace. Now we got Francesco here. Now we're gonna go around. Yeah. Look at him. Look at the camera right here. Here's the camera. Here's the camera. Yeah. And now we're gonna come around. Now we're gonna come around. And we're there. Yeah. Peace.
So now we're gonna be recording action mode on the iPhone 14 and 15. Let's get right into it. They both record at 2.8K, so we're filming in that res at 30 frames per second. Here we go.
Now we're gonna be recording in action mode on the iPhone 14. Look at that man. Man's running speedy.
On to the next one.
Now we're gonna be recording iPhone action mode. Run around like crazy. Look at that wobbly screen. Now we're gonna be recording on the iPhone 15
and 14. We're recording slow-mo at HD 240 frames per second. Here we go. So that is wrap up on all their tests. Now we're gonna go back to the studio.
Here we go.
We'll see you in the studio.
And that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed the test between my phone and his phone.
Yep, so that's been, and we'll, don't forget to check out our 13 versus 14 versus 15 Pro Max video up here. Peace. And we hope we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
There's a party in the streets and the city's on fire. There's a party in the streets and the city's on fire.